Russia and Iran appear to be deepening their partnership at a time when both countries remain under heavy Western sanctions, fueling speculation that Moscow and Tehran are working to build an economic network capable of reducing their dependence on Western-controlled financial and trade systems. The two countries are also pressing ahead with a massive $25 billion energy and nuclear cooperation framework, highlighting the scale of economic ties that continue to expand despite growing international pressure and geopolitical tensions. At the center of that cooperation is a major new nuclear project in Iran, with Russian state nuclear giant Rosatom expected to play a significant role, raising questions about whether Moscow is helping Tehran develop its largest atomic energy initiative to date. The development comes as the Trump administration continues to pursue efforts aimed at limiting Iran's nuclear capabilities, creating a striking contrast with Russia's decision to expand its involvement in Iran's civilian nuclear infrastructure and long-term energy ambitions. Iran and Russia are accelerating work on the International North-South Transport Corridor, a major trade route designed to connect Russia and Europe with the Indian Ocean and South Asia through Iranian territory, underscoring the growing strategic importance of their economic partnership. At the same time, Tehran and Moscow have significantly expanded their cooperation in the civilian nuclear sector, making nuclear energy one of the key pillars of an increasingly deep and multifaceted bilateral relationship. The two countries further strengthened those ties in 2025 by signing a memorandum worth approximately $25 billion for major nuclear power projects, marking one of the largest energy agreements ever concluded between Iran and Russia. A centerpiece of that cooperation is a new Russian-backed nuclear project planned in Iran's Hormozgan Province, which Iranian officials have described as the country's largest atomic energy initiative and a major step in expanding its civilian nuclear infrastructure. According to Press TV, Iran's ambassador to Russia's Kazem Jalali said, and I quote, "In 2025, we signed a memorandum of understanding worth $25 billion. Hormozgan is Iran's largest atomic project, being carried out by Iran's private sector in cooperation with Rosatom. The International North-South Transport Corridor is designed to connect Russia and Europe with the Indian Ocean and South Asia through a network of rail, road, and maritime routes running across Iranian territory, creating a shorter alternative to traditional shipping routes. The corridor links northern Europe and Russia to ports on the Indian Ocean and the Persian Gulf via Iran, making Tehran a critical transit hub for Eurasian trade." According to Press TV, Iran's ambassador to Russia's Kazem Jalali said, and I quote, "The INSTC has become increasingly vital given emerging threats to international waterways and choke points. More than 3 million tons of goods are currently moving through the eastern branch of the corridor, which has capacity for up to 15 million tons. The Central Caspian Sea route has handled 10 million tons and can reach 14 million tons. Both need to be strengthened." The International North-South Transport Corridor has continued to advance as Iran and Russia deepen their economic partnership, with both countries investing heavily in infrastructure projects designed to boost trade and connectivity across Eurasia. Iran's ambassador to Moscow said the corridor is becoming increasingly important amid growing challenges facing global trade routes, describing it as a key strategic link connecting major markets across Europe, Russia, the Middle East, and South Asia. According to the Iranian envoy, the Rasht-Astara railway remains the most critical unfinished segment of the corridor, with its completion seen as essential for unlocking the INSTC's full transport and commercial potential. The Rasht-Astara project consists of a 162-kilometer railway line currently under construction that will connect the Iranian cities of Rasht and Astara, closing a major gap in the corridor's rail network. Iran's ambassador also said Tehran plans to hand over the Rasht-Astara railway project to Russia for implementation, marking another major step in bilateral cooperation on strategic transport infrastructure. The envoy further pointed to plans for a Russian gas transit pipeline through Iranian territory, highlighting how energy cooperation is expanding alongside transportation and trade initiatives between the two countries. The Bushehr Nuclear Power Plant has remained one of the most important pillars of cooperation between Iran and Russia, symbolizing decades of collaboration in the civilian nuclear energy sector and serving as the flagship project in their broader strategic partnership. Iranian officials have stated that the existing Bushehr reactor remains fully operational and continues to supply electricity to the national grid, while expansion work at the site moves forward as part of the country's long-term nuclear energy plans. At the same time, construction of the second and third Bushehr nuclear power units is continuing, with both reactors expected to significantly increase Iran's nuclear power generation capacity once completed. According to reports, Iranian officials have also thanked Russia for facilitating the return of engineers and technical specialists to the Bushehr project, allowing construction and development work on the additional reactors to continue despite regional tensions and security concerns. Iran claimed it shot down a drone near the Bushehr Nuclear Power Plant last week, describing the incident as an interception of an aircraft that had entered the vicinity of one of the country's most important nuclear facilities. Iranian media, citing military sources, said air defense units engaged and brought down the drone near Bushehr, although independent verification of the claim has been limited. Fresh Gulf tensions erupted after Iran claimed it shot down a trespassing American drone near the Bushehr region. Iranian media said the drone was intercepted near the southern province that hosts Iran's sensitive nuclear infrastructure. Tasnim news agency cited military sources claiming Iran targeted the American drone with a missile strike on May 29. Fars news agency reported Iran's integrated air defense network immediately confronted the aircraft after detecting the alleged intrusion. Officials said the operation involved air defense systems stationed near Jam and Kangan inside Bushehr province. Iranian media reports claimed search operations later began to locate debris from the reportedly downed American aircraft. However, the US military strongly denied Iranian claims that any American aircraft had been shot down near Bushehr. US Central Command stated all American air assets were fully accounted for following what it called false Iranian reports. The Bushehr region had previously faced attacks during earlier US-Israeli operations targeting Iranian military and nuclear-linked infrastructure. Notably, Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant is jointly linked to Russian and Iranian nuclear cooperation projects.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.